Okay, so in this one, we're trying to find out what the values for A, B, and C are. And it has this funny looking 3 lines. So this 3 lines means that it's equivalent to. So let's do an example. If we had 2x squared plus 3x minus 5, and this was equivalent to ax squared plus bx plus c, then we can tell what a, b, and c are. Because they're equivalent, the coefficient of the x squared has to be the same as the coefficient of the x squared on this side. So a would be equal to 2. The coefficient of the x has to be the same as the coefficient of the x on this side because they're equivalent. So b would be 3. And then the constant on this side plus c is the same as the constant on this side because they're equivalent. So c must be -5. So that's what we need to do for this question. However, this question is not in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. We've got single brackets on this side, some double brackets here, and single brackets. So the first thing we need to do is expand both sides. We're trying to get it into the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So if we look at this first one, we're multiplying in, so we're getting rid of the brackets, x times x times -7. We end up with x squared minus 7x. Now, it doesn't have the plus c, so we can put that in plus 0, and that's halfway there. So now we need the other side. So on the other side, we've got this x take 1 squared. I'm just going to do it up here. So you've got x take 1 squared is the same as x take 1 times x takes 1. This would expand out to x squared minus x, so minus 2x, minus 1 times minus 1 plus 1. And then all of that would have been multiplied by the a. So the first bit over here is ax squared minus 2ax plus a. So that's just expanding that bit. Now we need to expand the x take 1 multiplied by the b. So we put in the b times x and the b times minus 1, and we end up with bx minus b, and the c is just left on its end. Now we want it in this format. We want to have x squared first, x second, and a c. So at the moment, I've got my x squared first. So equivalent ax squared. Now on this side, the next thing I need is the plus bx. Well, I've got two terms which have an x in them. This one and this one. So if I write them down together, minus 2ax plus bx. Two terms with an x in it. Now on this side, I've only got one term with an x. So I need to simplify that somehow. And I'll do that now. So I've got ax squared already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide out or factorize out the x. So it's going to be plus x. And then I'm going to have my minus 2a plus b. So I factorized it out. I've divided out the x. If I multiply this back in, x times that gets me that. X times that gets me that. Okay. So this, in effect, is a coefficient and an x. We can write it the other way. Like that. Now we write over our left or last terms. They just go on the end. And it's going to be the same each time because I can't do anything with them. They're 3 different letters, so I don't know what they are. Now, all of this, remembering, is equivalent to, just bringing this down, x squared minus 7x plus 0. So up here we said the coefficient of x squared, a, is equivalent to the coefficient of x squared over here, which is 2. So a is equal to 2. So here's my a, and here's my x squared. So technically there's a 1 in front of that. So straight away, I know that a is equal to 1 because the two terms are equivalent. Now, same thing. Coefficient of my x is the same as my coefficient of the x on this side. So I know that minus 2a plus b is going to be the same as minus 7. All right, so the coefficient of my x is going to be the same as my coefficient of x on this side because they're equivalent. Now I know what a is. It's 1. So I've got minus 2, 2 times 1, minus 2 plus b is equal to minus 7. And so rearranging that, move this onto this side, we've got minus 7 plus 2, so minus 5. So now I know what B is. Now, looking at this side again, I've got one thing left, which is 0. And over here, I've got these 3 values, and they must be equivalent to 0 because that's what the ending of this left side is. And the two sides are equivalent. So that means I know that A take B plus C is 0. Now, A was 1, B was minus 5, so minus 5, plus C is 0. So simplifying this down, we've got 6 plus C is 0, so C must have been minus 6. So that's the 3 values that I need in order to answer this question, calculating the values of A, B, and C if I've given 2 equations which are equivalent. Thanks for watching.